Hello, everyone. Let me make sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Terry Hartley at Rustic Barn Cards. Welcome. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. I'm so glad you're here. Sorry that I'm just a little bit late. I had a little technical difficulties, but we got it worked out. So that is awesome. So as I'm going to click this so I can read your chat. So as you hop on, say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. That would be awesome. And today is Tuesday, November the 9th. If you see the live in the upper corner, then you know you're watching this live. Otherwise, you're watching the replay. So again, November 9th, 2021. And I come live at 1 p.m. Central on Tuesday. And again, I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. And the weather here has been great, especially the last 3 days. The colors in the Midwest are awesome. It's a great time to get out and enjoy the outdoors because we all know that colder weather is coming, right? Okay, well, I have an online class coming up. And it looks like maybe, hi, Judy. I'm glad you found me. I was just a little bit late. And so I'm glad you hung in there. And it looks like I'm having a little bit of problems. So let me know on your end if you can hear me okay and if everything's okay on your end. Well, I have an online class coming up December 3rd, and I'm going to have 10 projects, and we're going to be making some tags. And I've been having so much fun making the tags that I'm going to make some tags today. Oh, and I'm going to be using a different stamp set. So I'm going to make a tag and then show you another tag that has a pop-up on the front of the tag, and I'll let you know how I made that. So, all right, it's time for prizes. I think I just dropped some cardstock that I might need a little bit later. All right. So I haven't been live for a couple of weeks, so I have some drawings or some prizes to give out that was on my last live, and that was October 19th. So on October 19th, I made the split card technique. So congratulations for the random drawing, for leaving a comment to Betty Hayden. Please email me with your address, Betty. I don't have your address. And then congratulations to Tony Howe. You are the winner of the random drawing for the Misty Moonlight ribbon. So the roll of Misty Moonlight ribbon for sharing. And for when you share, please leave a comment and let me know that you've shared my video so I can make sure that I add you to the drawing. And then the winner of the random drawing for the stamp set, Prince and Princess, and this was all the names that went in for those of you that ordered with me. And congratulations, Judy Newquist. And Judy, I think you're on here right now, so congratulations. And I'll send this out tomorrow, and I do have your address. I feel like I'm having a little bit of problems maybe on this video spinning. So if anyone's out there could let me know, I'd appreciate that. So let me share the prizes for this week. If you leave a comment, you'll be in a random drawing to win all 3 tags that I'm going to share today. And that's for leaving a comment. If you share my video, you'll be in a random drawing for this beautiful roll of Magenta Madness ribbon. And then for those of you placing an order with me this week, and that would be today through Monday, November 15th, you'll be in a random drawing for the 6x6 designer series paper, Oh So Ombre. All right. I'm hoping, I haven't heard from those of you. I see some people are on here, so let me know if you can hear me okay and if the video is working. I am in a different room than I normally videotape from. So this is the first time I've done a live here today. So we will have to see if this is going to work or not, I guess. But I hope that it will work. So let's talk about some things that are coming up, because there's some awesome things happening in the Stampin' Up world. Hi, Diana, or Diane from Kentucky. I'm glad you joining me. So really quick, the online class that I have on Zoom, it's going to be December 3rd, 6 to 8 p.m. We're going to make 10 projects. The class fee is $45, but for that $45, you are going to receive a package of the gingerbread and peppermint 6x6 designer series paper. And if you have not seen this paper yet, it is simply gorgeous. If I can get all of those. And then of course we have all the two-sided. So you'll get a full package of the designer series paper in the class. You'll have a package of the wonderful gems and a full roll of the real red double stitch satin ribbon. 2 of the mini paper pumpkin boxes, which we will be decorating in the class. And there's quite a bit of room in here. So to put a gift or a food product, and you'll have 2 of these, plus cardstock for 6 tags and 2 gift card holders. And again, the class fee is $45, and you can register now through November 15th at www.rusticbarncards.com. Now, I am going to be using in the class on Zoom, I'm going to be using Perfectly Plaid Stamp Set. And if you don't have this, there is an add-on where you can add the stamp set to the class fee. I'm also going to be using the Pine Tree Punch. So if you don't have this, you can also add that. So there's a form to fill out, and that gives you options of just the class fee, or if you want to add on the stamp set, or if you want to add on the punch, or if you want to add on both the stamp set and the punch. So again, my online class for December 3rd. The next thing I wanted to share is Stampin' Up is having a really great special. So if you've been thinking about you'd like to get your supplies for crafting at a discount, this is the perfect time to join my Rustic Barn Stampers community. Normally this is cost $99, but now through end of November, $75 for the starter kit, and you can still choose $125 worth of product, your choice, from the annual and or the mini catalog, and that is free shipping. You do pay tax on the $75. So again, if you have any questions, reach out. In the description, I'll have my phone number and how to contact me by email. And then I wanted to share, this just came out today, and so I was so excited to share with everyone the seasonal sale. It's only going to be 3 days, November 16th through the 18th. But cardstock and ink pads and dies, oh my. 10% off of cardstock, 15% off the ink pads, 20% off dies. I mean, how great is that? And this is from the annual catalog. If you do not have the annual catalog, reach out to me and I'll send you one. But the sale for 3 days is from the annual catalog, December 16th through the 18th. So I would grab a notebook, a pencil, and I'd be looking through the annual catalog and choosing what you would like. So on the 16th, you're ready to go and can put your order in to save. If you're like me, I always like to save. Well, enough chit chat. Let's start doing some stamping. Let me show you the first tag that we're going to make. And we're just going to make one tag, but I am going to show you the other tag that has that pop-up and how I made that. So this is a tag that we're going to make today. It has a little snowman on the front, and then this lifts up, and you have your where you can write who it's to and who it's from. So what you're going to need for that, I'm going to be using the Snowman Season, and I have had so much fun creating tags for the December 3rd class that I've just been continuing on making tags. But I'm using this Snowman Season Stamp Set today and the Snowman Punch for our tags. You are going to need a piece of old olive cardstock. I cut it 2 by 5.5. And then you're going to need basic white. And this is about 3 by 4.5, but you're going to be die cutting it with a stitched rectangle. And the stitched rectangle is the one that's almost 2 by 3 3/4. And then we're going to also die cut using that stitched rectangle with designer series paper. And you'll need a scrap of basic white to stamp your snowman, scrap of basic black for the hands, designer series paper for the hat that we're going to punch out. And then I'm using coordinating designer series paper for the bottom of our card, and it is 3/4 of an inch by 1 1/2. And I'll have all the measurements down below too for you. And then you'll need a strip of basic white for the sentiment, and it is 3 3/4 inches long by 3/4. And then you're going to need 8 inches of real red double stitch satin ribbon. So I'm using some of the product from the class I'm going to have on December 3rd for today's tag. You'll need about 8 inches, plus you'll need enough to make a bow. You're going to need some linen thread, some dimensionals, and some glue dots, adhesive. And the 2 inks that we're going to use is Real Red and Memento Black. And then we're also going to be using the Fancy Tag Topper. Okay, well, let's get started. So we are going to start with our 5.5 by 2 old olive. And I say 2 inches, but you want to do it just a little bit under 2, just a smidgen under 2, so it fits in your Fancy Tag Topper. So I'm just sliding this all the way till it stops, pressing that down, and then we have an opening at the top. So I'm going to lay that aside, and now I'm going to do some die cutting. So I'm going to bring in our little mini cut and emboss machine. This is so cute, and I use it so much. I do not know why I waited so long before I decided to use to buy it. So I'm going to put plate 1 and then plate 2. I'm going to place my basic white and then my stitched rectangle, and then plate 2 on top. And give it a little push there, and here we go. And we have our stitched basic white, and we're going to do the same thing with our designer series paper. I'm going to turn that over, and I will place our stitched rectangle and our plate 2 on top. And turn this. That out of the way because we don't need it anymore. And we have stitched around our layers. Now I'm going to bring in the trimmer, because I want to add a score line so I can flip this up on my tag. So I'm going to open the trimmer, and it can be, you can do, like a fourth. You don't need very much. So I'm going to use the lighter blade. We have a cutting blade and a score blade on our trimmer. And then that leaves a little bit of a crease. And it looks like, okay, maybe I'm not frozen. I thought I was frozen for a second. All right, so I'm going to bring in the basic white, and then I'm going to, where you fold this, I'm going to add adhesive on that top portion. Make sure I get the right one. And I'm going to bring my silicone craft sheet in. And I'm just going to add just a little bit of adhesive. I'm trying to be careful I don't get too much. This is a fairly new bottle. There we go. And then I am just going to lay that right over. Make sure that it's lined up. Which is what I like about the liquid glue. You have a little bit of time. So I'm going to set this aside for right now. And we're going to do a little stamping. So I'm going to bring in our scrap of basic white. And we are going to go ahead and ink up our snowman. For black. And I'm just going to place him right here. Press down, straight up. And I don't need this anymore. And I'm going to grab my snowman punch, and I'm just going to place this right in here. So if you have a little bit, like I did, this scrap is just a little bit where it won't, I can't hang on to the edge. A little trick is to add a sticky note. And then you can place it right in here. And here we have our snowman. Now, while I have the punch out, I'm going to go ahead and put the scrap of basic black just right in the corner. So that's all I need is the hands. All right. And now I'm going to go ahead and grab our scrap of designer series paper for the hat. And I can just place this right in our punch. And punch out our hat. So we have all of those pieces. And let's go ahead and bring in our sentiment. And this is 3 3/4 by 3/4. And I'm going to first, before we stamp, I'm going to bring in our fancy tag topper. So if I put it in this way, I'm not really, it's going to be kind of hard to tell. So you're going to go ahead and put it in this way, but you're going to turn it over. So you want to turn this over and have it lined up. And if I want to go ahead, I can go ahead and bring this down, and I can do it right here, but I'm going to go ahead and just lay that basic white against the punch. And there we go. Now what I wanted to show you is depending. If you want to have your tag go like on this side, then you're going to want to stamp the Mary at this edge. But if you want to take your tag and have it going this way, then you want to put stamp Mary up here where your opening is. So it kind of depends on which side of your tag that you want to place your sentiment. So we're going to use real red. Hi, Leslie. Hey, girl. I'm glad you're here. And I'm going to ink up the Merry Christmas. And we will stamp that right here. And that is all of the real red ink that we need. So I think we are ready to put our card together. So I'm going to bring our old olive back in. And I'm going to adhere our basic white that we die cut with that stitched rectangle. I'm going to add some adhesive. And then we're going to place this about right there. Press that down. Then I'm going to bring in some baker's twine. And I'm going to just go ahead. And remember, we put a score line here, so this opens up for us. And I'm just going to bring this under, and I'm going to make a bow. And we will see how well that goes on camera, right? Ribbon seems easier for me to make a bow than the baker's twine is not too bad. If I put it on this side. The reason I try to leave it on the roll is that way I don't waste as much if I just guess how much I need. And then I can just hold the middle and kind of get my bow like I want it. And bring my snips in. And we can decide later if we want to give those ends a little more of a cut trim. We can certainly do that. Okay, now we are ready for our little snowman. And we're going to add the hat. So I am going to put just a little bit of adhesive at the top of the snowman's head and place his hat on there. Then I'm going to turn this over to add the hands. That one was bent, so we'll bring in. And I am going to use a glue dot. So I'm just going to bring this hand, or the arm rather, I guess, to that glue dot. And do the same thing with the other one. Just press it down there. Pick up that glue dot. I'm going to turn this over and decide how I want. There we go. All right. Now let's go ahead and add some dimensionals so we can pop up our little snowman. I'm going to be using the Wonderful Gems for embellishments, and I don't know whether I should use the red or the kind of the gold ones. I use the gold on my sample. So let me know what you think. And then I'm going to bring him a little bit to the bottom here. So you can see him, just pop him up right there. And then we have this piece here that needs to be trimmed because I probably moved this down. So you may just have to kind of measure it yourself. So I am going to just go ahead and trim that with my trimmer. Because when you make one, the next one might be just a little bit different. And so on our sample, I left some old olive showing, but I think on this one, I'm just going to go ahead and place that all the way across on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and add some adhesive. And we'll place that right at the bottom of our card. And we'll have just a little bit of the old olive showing underneath. All right, now we're ready to take our 8 inches of ribbon, and we're going to fold that in half like this. And then we also are going to take it through, I'm going to take it from the back actually. So I'm going to go through the back of my tag. I'm going to thread it through so I have the open edges. And then I'm going to go ahead and thread it through the opening of the Merry Christmas sentiment. And then I'm just going to bring that right through, loop it through there. I like your idea, Judy. Gold would be a little contrast because we do have a lot of red. Now, if you want your sentiment to, let's say, stay right there, you can take a little glue dot and put it right underneath your sentiment so it will stay in place for you. And let's see, we want a bow, and I've already taken real red and added a bow. So I'm going to bring in our glue dots. And while I'm doing that, you let me know whether you think, so Judy votes for gold. So should I add gold or the red from the Wonderful Gems onto our tag? Any other votes? So I'm going to add 2 glue dots on the back of the bow because I want to make sure that it stays. And then I am just going to put it right here, kind of covering the top of this. And we are ready to add, and I think we're going to snip this a little bit. Kathy says red, Judy says gold. Oh goodness, it's a tie. Hi Kathy, glad you're here. Can anyone, while I get the take your pick tool, help me break that tie? This take your pick tool is so awesome. It has the putty end, and then the other end, it has a piercing tool, and you just turn it around and it has that flat piece. You can use it so much. So I've got 1 gold and 1 red. Well, I guess we could do some of each, right? So on our sample card, I did use the gold. So I think I will try the red this time. And just to do something a little bit different. I'm going to put the red right there on this card. And then I'm going to put 2 on this side over here. Okay, so here's our sample with the gold, and here is the one we made together with and use the red of the Wonderful Gems. And it just folds right, comes right up, and you can fill out who it's to and who it's from, because we add that little score line on our tag. Let me show you really quick the other tag I already have finished, and I wanted to tell you how I did it. So I'm going to lay these 2 aside. Let me know if you like those. So here is, I used Magenta Madness. That seems to be kind of an in color right now during this Christmas season if you're out and about. But I took the snowman and I made it pop out. So I cut the Magenta Madness cardstock 2 by 5.5, and then I added basic white underneath at 2 and 6 inches. And then I took the 2-inch layering circle dies and cut out the basic white circle. And then I added some snowflakes. Thanks, Kathy. I'm glad you like it. And I'm going to add the snowflakes really quick because I want to pop up those 3 snowmen just to show you. I'm not going to do the whole card. And I went ahead and stamped off and then onto my circle cardstock. And then I stamped the snowman and using Memento Black ink, but using Magenta Madness cardstock. And I've already done that. So I wanted to show you how I made this little snowman pop up. So I'm going to bring in my trimmer again. And this is really simple and easy. And you could do it with any, a lot of different stamps, not just the snowman. So I'm going to use a score blade. So I'm going to get my cutting blade out of the way. And I'll take my little snowman and I'm just going to kind of line him up about in the middle and take the score and just going to score him right in the middle. And I'm going to do that with all 3. So I stamped the snowman and just punched them out. I'll lay this aside. And then I am going to fold him in the middle. So I'm going to fold so the stamp part is like in the middle here. So I'm going to do that to all 3. I'm going to take my bone folder. I'm just going to kind of crease it, make sure I have a good crease. Bring in my silicone craft sheet. So I've got my 3 little snowmen. So I'm going to take one and kind of start, he's going to be kind of like the base. So I'm going to line, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, so here we have our snowman. I'm going to add ink here and I'm going to clip them right here. So just on this 1/2. And I'm going to line them up and press. Then I'm going to take the other one and I'm going to line him up right here. And add some adhesive. And then I'm going to place him right here and press. So then you end up with a section that is not stamped, which is what you will put glue on. So you add your glue here. Bring in and you'll just pop him right in the middle. And this is how you have your little pop-up snowman. So you can see it from all 3 angles. And then how I did the ribbon, I used the white crinkled seam binding, ribbon, and the light Magenta Madness, and I just colored it, and that's how I got the ribbon to match. And then I did emboss the 2 by 5.5 cardstock. I embossed that with a wintry 3D, and this comes with two. It comes with pines, needles, or branches, and the snowflakes. So I use the snowflakes to make this. So let me show you the 3 that we made today, or we made 1 actually, but let me show you all 3 tags. And once you start making tags, it seems like that you just can't quit. So I hope you enjoyed the tags. Thank you, Kathy. It's kind of fun. I mean, I've just been, like I said, I started designing all these tags for my December 3rd class coming up, and I just can't quit. I just keep thinking of ideas like, oh, let's try this and let's try that. So try your hand at making some tags, because this is the time of year that we're going to need tags soon. So I hope I've inspired you with some ideas. Thank you for watching. And I'm Terry Hartley at Rustic Barn Cards. Have a great day.